The latest anime information is too hot. So this is a video where I'm going to check out the latest information on the light novel anime adaptation that was recently announced. Spring anime has started airing in April, so there are a lot of novel anime adaptations out there. But there's still a lot to see this year. Popular Works is coming up, but this is an anime that has happened a while ago. A lot of new information has been announced in Anime Japan and other sites recently, so check out this video to see what will happen to the light novel anime adaptations from now on. Let's start with the latest that was scheduled to air in summer of 2024. First of all, this is Days with My Stepsister. Here, the new visual and teaser PV has been released for the first time. There wasn't much that could be seen in the video, but the atmosphere looks pretty good. The original work is a gentle youth story, or rather a quiet work that depicts the emotions of the characters, so I'm curious to see how well it will be expressed in the adaptation. Studio Den is the adaptation studio that will not handle flashy developments. I think it's a difficult work to adapt, but I wonder if they'll finish it. Let's look forward to the broadcast in July. Next up is this I'll Parry Everything. The key visual and the first PV has also been released. It's battle fantasy where parrying is unrivaled, so it's interesting to see how the battle depiction will turn out. The point is, if you look at the anime first PV, the battle with the Minotaur at the beginning of the first volume was burnt out. It's not that bad, but the monsters are pretty boring, so it's good that it's powerful. Olam is in charge of the animation production, and they've done an animation that respects the original work, so it's pretty good. I guess we can look forward to it. Next up is Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? It was announced that it would be aired in July, and the key visual and teaser PV were released. As for the video part, it's a close-up of Renee's face. There were so many characters that I didn't know what was going to happen. The character visuals were nice. The original illustrations were incorporated into the anime in a nice way. The anime production is project number 9, so I'm really worried about it. I guess it's a matter of what happens in the middle of the drawing. It's quite a bit. There are times when it puts more force in towards the end, so it can be confusing. It's an original work with a lot of battle scenes, so the drawing cost is quite high, but I'll stick with it. Also, the author Sazane Sensei has decided to broadcast season 2 of Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World, which will begin in July. It's surprising that the two works will be broadcast simultaneously. God is Hungry for Games is currently in April. The Sazane fever is absolutely unrivaled. Next. Also, the author Sazane Sensei has decided to broadcast season 2 of Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World, which will begin in July. It's surprising that the two works will be broadcast simultaneously. God is Hungry for Games is currently April. The Sazane fever is absolutely unrivaled. Next. This is the next one. There are too many losing heroines. This work has moved at a very high speed from the announcement of the animation to the broadcast. It seems that A1 Pictures is producing it, so they are very enthusiastic about it. It has been released. When I watched the PV, the video quality seems to be high, and the character movements well defined. The comical atmosphere is really nice. Personally though, I was a little concerned about the overall color tone, which I thought that it was a little dull, but it felt like it was a bit unrealistic. I think they are aiming for a similar feel to the original, but I also feel like they could have used a little more crisp coloring to get a little closer to the original. There's also a possibility that it would be a good fit if it were actually aired, so I'll just have to wait for it. I'm looking forward to what kind of anime this transplant comedy with a loser heroine will turn out to be. Next, Magic Artisan Dahlia Wits No More. This one has also been announced to be aired in July. Personally, I love the original, so I'm glad it's airing early. Check out the first PV that has been released. It doesn't look like much, but there's a part about how it will turn out in terms of animation. Well, the original story doesn't have that much intense action, so I like to see more heartwarming interactions between the characters reflected in the video. The heroine, Dahlia, is played by Saori Onishi, so listening to her voice in the PV is a great feeling. I'm addicted to that good feeling. The anime was produced by Typhoon Graphics and Imagica Infos. The animation power is moderate, but I get the impression that the original work has been carefully visualized, so I hope they do their best to make it into a good anime. Next up is Arya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. The Russian anime is finally coming. It was scheduled to air in April. It was postponed to July. But looking at the fierce battles in April, in a sense it may have been the right decision to postpone it. The video quality of the teaser PV that was released is extremely high. As you can see, Arya's cuteness. It was produced by Doga Kobo Studio and the character design is Yuhei Morota, who was well known for Love Live Sunshine. The design pursues cuteness with full power. The other thing that the broadcast has been postponed from April. However, it seems it's just a matter of being careful if it doesn't affect you later. It seems like it's been postponed to improve the quality, so I'd like to see a run through with a high quality in one season. As for the studio, there are various things in terms of timing. It's also an unfortunate situation, so I hope it will be made into an anime that will blow away the situation and increase its popularity. These are the works that are scheduled to be aired in the summer of 2024, and new information has recently been released. Also, although it's not based on a light novel, Danmachi's Fujino Omori is the original author of the manga. Wisteria, Wen and Sword has also been announced to be aired in July as a classic battle fantasy. It's a pretty interesting manga, so check it out as well. Next, let's take a look at the works that are scheduled to be aired on October 2024. Let's take a look at it. First of all, this is the third season of Life in Another World starting from zero. The long-awaited ReZero 3 has been announced to be aired in October. In addition, the new visuals and the first PV have also been released. As for the PV, there are a lot of battle scenes, but honestly, I'm looking forward to it since it's an adaptation of the episode in the original work. Also, there's a parade of evil enemy characters, so I'm looking forward to that as well. That's the point. 2 minutes for now. I'm already looking forward to seeing the voice actor's performance since the PV has already made me look so excited. The other thing I'm curious about is whether there will be 2 seasons in a row or not. No information has been released yet, so if you can do it all at once, I'd like you to do it all at once as well. Next up is the third season of Ari Fureta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. It's been quite a while since the third season was announced as an anime, but the broadcast date has been finally decided and it will be aired in the fall. The information has been announced so far is that only the key visual has been released, so we haven't seen the characters in action yet. However, new information has been announced regarding the production company. Studio Mother, who was a co-producer in the second season, has left and the production has been changed to As Read Alone. It's no longer a joint production. I'm curious as to how the quality will change due to this. I'll definitely check out when the PV is released in the future. Next is the second season of Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Girl Online. It was announced that this too will be aired in October. The autumn season is starting to look good for sequel adaptations. This is also still an anime. Since the PV has not been released, it feels like the only announcement is the broadcasting time. Well, the cast and the staff information has been announced, but there are no major changes. It looks like it will be finished with the stable quality. This is the second season of the anime after about 6 years, so I guess they'll be rewatching the first season. I thought that it will be good. Next up is Demon Lord 2099. The broadcasting time has also been decided and it has been announced that it will be aired in the fall season. At the same time, a PV has also been released. It's a transplant fantasy work called Demon Lord's Cyberpunk, but the video quality is good. It's really good. The cityscape with a cyberpunk feel is well visualized and the visuals of the characters are also very good. The anime was produced by JC staff, so I don't think it'll be too weird. Personally, I think it'll become popular from the overseas as well. I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. This is scheduled to start airing in 2024, so maybe it will slip into the summer broadcast. But at this timing, they didn't say it would be aired in the summer, so I think it's probably in autumn. A teaser PV has been released, and it looks like the quality of the video is quite high. It's produced by Cloverworks, so I think we can expect a lot. Guild's reception area is a comedy and battle-based fantasy, so it will be suitable for anime. I don't think it's an original work, but I hope it moves with the power of Cloverworks Studio. Next up is the movie version of Overlord, Holy Kingdom. This is the theatrical anime and has been announced that it will be released in the fall of 2024. The latest anime adaptation of Overlord has been awaited by quite a lot of viewers. The PV is amazing, but it feels like it's a complete new movie version, so it's clearly a higher quality than the TV series. It also seems like there are a lot of large-scale battles, so the production cost is also high. That's true, but I'm already pretty excited because I'm looking forward to the powerful visuals that are unique to the movie version. Of course, it's a sequel to the TV series, so I think it will be tough to watch it from the movie version right away. It might be a good start to watching the TV series in preparation for its theatrical release. Above is the latest information on the works that are confirmed to be broadcast in the fall of 2024. Finally, it's a broadcast date that have not been confirmed, but let's take a look at the latest anime or the latest information that has been released. This is the latest information on the Monogatari off-season and monster season, and this is the first episode of the story series. Broadcasting has been announced and new visuals have been released. Since the training is set to begin in 2024, and it seems likely that it will be broadcast within this year, but the term of starting is very ambiguous. It's an anime based on cool units. There seems to be a possibility that will be made into an anime with rather than a series, but it will be difficult. The teaser visual has been released this time, but it's from Chef Studio, so it feels nostalgic. The anime adaptation for the Bakemonogatari series will continue. It's been 6 years since Arya-Monogatari, so I'm seriously freaking out. As for Studio Chef, the latest Madoka Magica theatrical anime is also planned, so I think the Monogatari season will be slowly adapted into the anime series. Personally, I don't think Madoka will be adapted into an anime. I just want them to make something, so I think I'll just wait patiently. Next up is a dark fantasy released by Dengeki no Shinbunge, which has a lot to do with heroes. The key visual and the teaser PV has been released, but the quality is so high that I'm pretty scared. It's a little hard to tell from the screenshot, but it moves very smoothly. Yes, it's a tilted PV, so I don't think it's an actual video, but the dark fantasy feel of this series is really good. The characters in this series are strong and evil, and the characters hero type. The story is about fighting against the worst, so the battle scenes mostly in the important parts. This upcoming series was produced by Studio Kai. In the latest episode, the villainess in the 7th loop was in charge of enjoying the free-spirited life of a bride in a former enemy country. I'm really looking forward to all of the light novel anime that they have worked on up until now, as they need a very good director. I think it's probably going to be aired next year, so I guess I'll just have to wait for the latest information to come out. Next up is the information about the sequel series. First of all, I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. It was announced that the second season will be aired in 2025. The second season of the anime and the production itself was already announced around 2022, so it took quite a while. The production company for the anime has changed to a different company than the one for the first season, so I feel like that may have had an influence as well. Next, it was announced that the second season of Kusuria no Hitorigoto will be aired in 2025. The production of the second season was decided in the final episode of the first season, which has already recorded the biggest hit in light novels anime in recent years. It was at this timing that the second phase decision was announced. The fact that it's being aired in 2025 means that a second season was originally planned, right? Studio Olum had this in mind from the beginning, even though it's rare for anime to air 2 seasons in a row. It really feels like the producers are putting it on notice, or rather, it's amazing that it's such a huge hit. I'm looking forward to it when it airs in 2025. The second season of Ishura has also been announced. This too, the second season, was announced immediately after the final episode of the first season of the anime. As for the quality in terms of production, it's the anime's best. It was really great. That's why I'm really happy at the second season has been decided. In fact, there's still many qualities in the story in terms of the woman, so I want at least 2 seasons of it. To be honest, even if with 2 seasons, the volume of the original story is still not enough, but for now, I'm glad it's an anime based on the second season. I think it's close to the second season split, so I'm hoping that they continue airing as soon as possible. Also, finally, it was announced in the final episode that Sasaki and Pichan will be part of the anime adaptation upcoming season. This may be quite unexpected, but the content of Sasaki and Pichan anime is also quite high. The visuals were very quirky, but personally I thoroughly enjoyed it, and the script as well. There were some parts that were a bit of a waste, but the original work itself is a chaotic novel with a lot of elements, so it can't be helped that it's difficult to understand. As the story progressed, the degree of chaos increased even more, so I hope it will continue to become anime. I guess I'll have to wait for the additional information on what will happen and when it will be aired. So this time, I have introduced the latest anime adaptation information that has been announced in the past 12 weeks or so. The spring anime adaptation is going to be pretty amazing, and the upcoming adaptation are also looking pretty good, so I'm definitely looking forward to this year. I think you'll enjoy it. If you have any anime titles that you're interested in, please let me know in the comments section. I'll be uploading a lot of videos related to light novels on my channel. I'd be happy if you could watch another videos if you like. Well then, see you in the next video. Goodbye.